Forgive one another as God has in Christ forgiven you.
Welcome to Forgiving, a new show to reunite youth and their families. You are forgiven, so reach out and reclaim your youth. They are forgiven to receive life's instructions. My mission is to reunite the family by teaching God's words of wisdom to the youth and their family members.
Forgiven you.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to Forgiven, the show that is directed to the youth, their parents, and their grandparents. I'm excited today because I actually have youth in the studio. So before we begin, I'm going to let BZ welcome us and give you the information. And that way, if you want to call in, you can.
Praise the Lord and good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Forgiven. I am quite excited. I did not know we had guests this evening, and two young gentlemen at that. If you're listening to us locally here in Las Vegas, feel free to give us a call if you have any questions or comments for our guests. Locally here in Vegas at 702-650-KKVV-5588, or long distance if you're listening to us online at 800-366-8883. Locally here we are 1060 AM and 101.5 FM. If you're listening to us via live stream, you're hearing us at www.kkvv.com. And we have a special show this evening. Why?
We have a special show this evening, and I want to say for those who I've already texted, we are streaming so you can see us. If you go where, BZ?
Yeah, this is a first for Forgiven. We are streaming live online so you can actually watch us if you are listening online at www.kkvv.com.
This is a new beginning, a new year, and as you know, we have been doing this show for over 2 years. We're called Forgiven, and we are dedicating our shows to the young people. So, for those of you who have been listening, tuning in, and knowing about what I do as a determined grandmother, you know we go into the behavioral schools and we talk to the students. And so, this is one of my students that I just talked to Tuesday, and I told them about the program. We, of course, go there to assist them and get them to start thinking right and making better choices. And the one that's sitting next to me, his name is Brian, and he was the one that I spoke to. And so he said, yes, I'll definitely come.
Outstanding. Welcome to the show, Brian.
Thank you.
All right now.
And Brian, can you tell us your friend?
Oh, this is Alvin.
Alvin, welcome to the show, young man. Well, I you know something, this is I now have hope. Because I mean, we have not only youth here on the show, we have young men.
Yes.
Gentlemen, leaders, future, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Your role is to love, lead, provide as a man, and you fellas took the initiative to show up. That's
right.
You can't beat that with a bat, Jack.
I'm telling you, and especially, like I said, Tuesday was our first day back into the schools, and again, he was the first one who walked through the door. And what we do, for those of you who tune in and you hear us talk about it all the time but don't know how the breakdown is, we have forms at the school. And so as the students are sent there, they have this form that they get, the principal gives it to them, and the parents have to sign, and then the students sign to say, yes, they want to see us. Because, again, we're there for a purpose.
Mm-hmm.
And for those who don't want help, of course, we don't want to waste our time. And so the forms were already signed, and he was the first one that came into the door. And actually, I was the first one there. The other determined grandmothers were on their way. So it was really wonderful. But why I'm so impressed, number one, is when I started talking to him, he already knew. He already knew that I'm in this school, I shouldn't even be here, but I did something wrong, and so this is how I'm paying back. But maybe this is what it was supposed to be, because now I've changed, plus my grades have gotten better. He told me all of this. So I didn't have to do that drum, drum, drum thing. I was like, okay, well, come on, give me some more, give me some more.
And see, that's basically confirming what it is that I just said a couple of minutes ago, taking the initiative.
Yes.
And
Yes.
we have so many chickens out there. You know what I'm saying? And and there are so many chickens, but so few eagles. You dig? I said this on the show before. Want to let you fellas know what's going on. The difference between a chicken and an eagle is chickens run from storms. Eagles soar above them and look down on them like, what? That's the difference between chickens and eagles. Eagles take the initiative.
Yes.
Chickens get ghost.
So when I mentioned the fact that I had a radio program and this is what I do, he volunteered. He said, I'll come.
Taking the initiative.
Yep. And then today I was going, okay, I hope I don't have to call him and remind him. I hope he comes. I hope he comes. Not only did he come, but he came a whole 30 minutes early. So, Brian, you're here because people want to hear what you got to say. And we definitely want to hear
what you have to say.
Definitely,
Absolutely.
definitely. Again, those who are listening, you have an opportunity to call in. BZ have given you the numbers. He is here because right now, as we speak, he is in the behavioral school that we as the Determined Grandmothers visit. He will be getting out pretty soon and going back to the regular school. But at this point, he's here. Now, the friend that he brought, I understand, went to the behavioral school, but he's already out and back in regular school. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we see a trend here, and we know that if we continue to do this and this year continue to have the young people come on, maybe we can change that trend
Of course.
and
of course.
turn things around.
And basically you see it right here. This brother went out. This brother's going about to get out.
Yes.
Because they made a mistake, made a decision, made the mistake, paid for it, held accountability and responsibility for it, and are going to go ahead and learn from it and move on.
Yes.
And know better not to go back to do that again.
Yes. Well, that's why I'm so excited that Brian is here, because that's what he told me. He already saw and had already made the change to the point where I was so excited. I gave him the paper. I said, hey, well, just write that down on on the paper, because he saw it. You see what I'm saying? So, Brian, we're going to just open it up to you to let you explain not so much what you did or how you did it, but the fact that you realized that this was a gift, in other words, because you said your grades got better, why you felt that it was a gift, what you find coming out of that, and also tell us, was there a need for the Determined Grandmothers to come and talk to the young people? Do you see an advantage to that? Just give us a little bit about that, and then we're going to go to him next.
All right. I'm kind of nervous. It's
No,
my
no,
first time.
That's
It's
okay.
all good, brother. No worries.
But
Yeah.
yeah, Determined Grandmothers is definitely needed. They kind of open doors for us to see, like, if we should change or not. When I went in there, I was nervous. I thought she was gonna ask me like questions about what I did. I told her what I've done, and she explained to me that things happen for a reason, and yeah, that's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you said you understood that it must
Yeah.
have, because what changed from regular school to being in this school? Something to do with your grades, I understand.
Yeah, before all this happened, all my grades were bad, all Fs. Yeah, I'm not gonna hold that. Then all that incident happened, and then like I started getting my people started telling me that it was like a wake up call for me, like it was time for me to get my grades up, and they told me what my potential is.
Right.
And so I was like, okay. I started going to church. I started going to the Wednesday service, and and I have a person that told me that I should just take this positively, like just think positive out of this. And
That's right.
yeah, it was kind of hard for me at first. I've never been to behavior school. Yeah.
The part that I liked about it was the fact that he had said to me, well, my grades in regular school was bad, And so coming here kind of changed that because, again, it's a smaller group of people, and there's teachers that really care. That's one thing I like about the school, and the principal definitely does. She is just fantastic. So you see all of this feedback, teachers who care, time where they can answer your questions because it's less people, and the fact that he's realizing, you know what, this is about me. One of the things I did tell him that I tell everybody is that you're not going to stay the same age. You're going to continue to get older and older. Again, he did this at the right time because he's not of age where they could have put him in jail and just kind of turned the key. So he was blessed in that respect. And he has now an opportunity to turn around and to make better choices. The beautiful part about that is that I said, what could you have done? And he was like, I could have walked away and went and got my car and went home.
So
It's so easy to walk away.
So and like I always say, we have a choice.
Yes.
It's just up to us to. And when I talk to the students that I deal with, I'm like, knowledge is in power. Information is in power. The application of that knowledge that you get is the power, which is wisdom. That's the power. You exercise your wisdom to make the decision between making a right choice and a wrong choice. Everybody knows what right and wrong is. A lot of us are hard-headed and decide to go the wrong way because it's fun or it's easy or whatever the case is. That being said, I take it you brothers are in high school.
Yeah.
That right there lets me to know, because the fact that they're here now, they're high school students, because right nowadays you can't tell a high school student anything. They know everything. But we have two examples right here who are saying, hey, look, I did this. I was wrong. I paid for it. I'm going to move on from that and not really go that route again because that was stupid. We all make stupid decisions. We all have made stupid decisions. But that's where we start to exercise wisdom, because we learn from our mistakes. We gain experience. We gain wisdom. So kudos to you, brothers.
Yes.
Outstanding work.
Yes.
Outstanding work.
And I'm so proud because the fact that we just got back Tuesday, holidays is over. We just got back, and then we get a group. And he's not the only one that said, I want to come on your radio show. So that's also helping, too, because what he is doing right now is contributing to those who are listening live and are looking at us right now on KKVV. I text my grandson, and I told him to tune in, so he has an opportunity to see me now. He's in Houston, by the way. Nice. And I text some other people, and I said, I'm going to have some young people on. And so we are on all the time, and we're always talking to the young people and their parents, because sometimes the parents, like I told you, are so busy that they really don't have time to talk to their children to find out what's going on. And so we direct this to the parents and the grandparents.
And the step-parents.
Yep, because I'm a grandparent, so I text my daughter and say, make sure that my grandson tunes in. So he was like, okay, all right, well, I'm going to do this. Yeah. He has his own car. He drove here, so he's taken all of the responsibilities that we need to tell the young people who are listening today. Yep. So, again, young people, if you're listening and you want to call in. They're here right now. They can answer your question. You don't have to say your name over the air. BZ, give them the number again, and then we're going to go to our first sponsor.
Yeah, our local number here in Vegas is 702-650-KKVV-5588. Or if you're out of town, 800-366-8883. Actually, I have a couple of, if I'm not mistaken, a couple of administrators at an elementary school listening right now.
Okay.
Kate, Renee, if you're out there, shout outs. I'll see you tomorrow sometime. We're trying to reach 5 to 25. One of them, her son is 25. I'm like, tell him to sit down and listen. What is he going to do? Tell you no? No. He's going to sit down and listen. So, yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
So, we ready for break?
We're ready for break, and we'll be right back.
Forgiven is brought to you in part by Deliverance Through the Word Apostolic Church, where the Word of God is taught, pastored by Dr. Paula Cheney. Sunday morning service is at 11 a.m. Wednesday night Bible study is at 7 p.m. Doctrine classes are taught on Wednesdays and Saturdays at 11 a.m. These classes offer all you need to know about the biblical new birth, Jesus and the sonship, and the oneness view of Jesus Christ. Deliverance Through the Word Apostolic Church at 3440 West Cheyenne, Suite 200 in North Las Vegas.
Ready to speak?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we are back.
We're on?
Yes, we're back. We're so busy enjoying ourselves here that that went by real quick.
Yeah.
Anyway, we have sponsors, and the sponsors is the ones that pay for this airtime. So we are very, very thankful
Thank you.
for them. This year, we want to start doing some things different. We want to be able to have you text us some questions in case you don't want to call. So we're going to start doing that. We want more youth to come on. So we're opening the doors wide for those who would love to be in the studio. And if you can't be in the studio, you can always call. We have an 800 number or a VIP number. Let me change that. We have a VIP number where you would be on the line. We would lock you in and you would be able to hear questions from other people as well as talk to us. So there's a way of you being live on this radio program. Again, it is called Forgiven and it is directed to the youth. It is saying that you made a mistake and we understand that. We all do. But now realize that it is your life that you're either making fantastic or you're destroying.
That's right.
And we're trying to help you learn how to make it fantastic because that's what Jesus wants you to do. That's the whole purpose of learning about him. So we're back, and we want to make sure that we have the other person start talking. And I know you told me your name, but I forgot it already. I'm a grandmother.
That's Big Al.
Okay, see, thank you. You know what I'm saying? I'm a grandmother, so what does that tell you? So, Al, you had already went to the behavior school, and now you're out and you're back in regular school. Did you go to the same one?
Yeah.
Okay, so you went to the Southwest Behavioral School.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. And how long ago was that? Because we've been there for about a year, and we didn't see you.
Oh, it was back in 8th grade.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So, see, you really turned your life around.
Mhm.
Fantastic. Well, tell us a little bit about that. Back in 8th grade.
Like, you want me to tell me how I got in?
You can tell us that if you want to, but my thing is, what did you accomplish? Because we wasn't around back then, but something helped you to change the way you're thinking. So that's the part that I would like the young people to hear. Yes, you made the mistake, but now what caused you to change? Because you're in the 12th grade now, so.
What made me change? Because when I first went there, I really didn't like it. They told me not to make any friends, so I don't get in trouble, and I don't stay there longer.
Okay, so did you not make friends, or did you make friends?
I mean, I made friends. I just didn't like make bad decisions.
Right.
Okay, so because some of them, even though they're there, they don't want to change. Out of all of the time that we were there, we saw one young gentleman. Most of them wanted to see us and they wanted our help, but there was one young gentleman that didn't want our help. He said, my brother's like this, and everybody knows my brother, and my brother's bad, and and I'm gonna be bad, and that person who did what they did, they're not getting away with it. I'm gonna pay him back. And I said, so then you really don't want our help? And he said, no, I don't. I said, okay, well, you can get up and leave. And he left the room. Out of all the people that we saw, and last year we saw 67 students, and all of them was ready to hear, because they said somebody's taking the time. We volunteer our services. And so we go in on Tuesday, we volunteer our services, and they pick Tuesday because that's the day that I'm off of work, because I work here every day except Tuesday. And so we're trying to give back to the community. Plus, like I told Brian, you're our next generation, and without you, we won't survive. You're going to be the next president or dentist or doctor or whatever your field is that you think that you want to be. And so we're going to need those services. And if the young kids are coming up and they have nothing to give back and nobody's telling them, then eventually we're going to fall like Babylon, which was a major city, back in the Bible days. And Rome was major, fantastic, and they still fell.
Think about everybody listening right now. Think about this, and it's even putting America into the fold. Every great superpower, including Babylon, the Hittites, the Egyptians, the Romans, even coming into America, every great superpower that fell from within. Something happened within their walls that caused them to collapse. Every last one of them. And the same thing is happening with us right now.
Yes.
And so right. I mean, we're streaming all over the world, but I mean, for the most part, we're in America. We're talking to American students right now, and if you kids out there that are listening are all you can think about is I got to rap or ball in order to make it. No, that's not the case because there's a skill set for everybody. Whether it's a carpenter, whether it's a tile setter, whether it's a general contractor, whether it's a doctor or a lawyer or whatever. You don't have to be an athlete and you don't have to be a musician. There's something out there for everybody to master and continue to provide a service. And if whatever it is that you do provides a service, you're going to get handsomely rewarded for it, whether it's money or not, if you're providing a service.
And we need that. We definitely do. And a lot of the youth are just falling by the wayside. They're allowing the world to tell them what to do. And they're not thinking on their own. Our job is to let them see that there's another side to the story, that they can make decisions on their own, that they can do it at the age of 5 all the way up to 25, because that's who we're talking to. When it stops at 25, then we're talking to the parents, because there's 30 and 40-year-old parents that don't know what to do, and the kids are listening to the kids.
Right.
And so they're trying to combat with that, but they don't have time because they're trying to work and provide. So it makes it difficult. And that's why we became part of let's do something. Our kids are grown. We have grandkids. I have 2 granddaughters, and I want them to be able to meet a decent man to marry. And if everybody's walking around with their pants down, getting high and bling bling and all of that, then what is she going to have?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I have a grandson that hopefully, I hope he's listening, that he can see there's a reason for what we're saying and what we're doing. Now, you said you started going to church, so that gave you a godly
that's right.
mind now,
Amen.
which is fantastic because he's going to lead you in the right direction.
That's real talk.
That's real talk. Now, you know I'm going to ask you, do you go? Do you go with him?
Yeah,
or-
I go with him every Sunday.
See?
Initiative, people, initiative. Not only see this week. Not only can you hear it, you can see it. Do you see what's going on here right now?
I love having him on because, again, he's younger, but he's out there. He actually works for the school board. And so he's out there with the kids, so he knows their lingo and stuff. So when I get to be the old grandma and say this way, he'll switch it around and put it the right way, where the kids can understand. But that is so awesome. Another thing that was wonderful is that I told Brian, you can come and bring someone if you like. So he brought you out.
Amen.
So that's great because that means that both of you are like-minded.
That's right.
You're going to church with him,
Yep.
and you're going together, and now you're with youth, because it's not just you and him. There's some youth there. And so you're getting to be with people who are like-minded, who want something out of life.
That's right.
That's what we want for
That's what we
everybody
want
who
for
tunes
everybody
in.
listening. That's right.
Yep.
Speak on it, sister.
Yep, that's what we're looking for. So we're running down to 3 minutes. If you had one thing, 2 minutes, if you had one thing to tell the youth, make it quick. You got a minute.
Oh, I forgot one thing to say.
Yes.
Oh man.
Well, while you thinking, if you got one thing out.
Just don't make bad decisions in life because they don't take you to good. They don't take you a good way.
That's right.
Yeah. And that you have consequences for everything that you do.
Or
Yeah.
if you're about to do something bad, think about your mom, your family, and just people you love out there, and you'll second guess it. You'll
That's
just
right.
Yes.
Think twice.
Yeah.
You
Because
hear that? Your decisions affect other people.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's wonderful because it is the truth. It is the truth. It's not only affecting you, but it's affecting your family members and if you care about them.
Yeah.
And you definitely don't want to wind up in prison. So
Yeah.
now they got to come visit you there, and it's because one stupid mistake. Anyway, we're down to 1 minute, and we do have another sponsor. So we're going to go off the air with the sponsor coming in. Again, we thank the sponsors for sponsoring this show. We
Amen.
thank the 2 of you for coming
Right
out.
on, fellas. Well done.
Thank
Yes,
Well done.
Yes, and you're totally invited to come back again. We got a lot we could talk about. We
All
would
right.
love to have you, okay?
Okay.
Thank you, listeners, for listening in, and we hope to hear and talk to you next week.
This show is sponsored by Tabernacle Christian Broadcasting, TCB, taking care of business, God's Business. They offer broadcasting opportunities to individuals and ministries. Location is 910 Valley View Boulevard in Las Vegas, and the telephone number is 702-664-2078. Push option 2, or long distance 888-523-4866 option 2. Visit their website at holytabernacleoutreach.org. So we thank Tabernacle Christian Broadcasting, TCB, taking care of God's business.
Forgive one another as God has in Christ forgiven you.
Thank you for tuning in to Forgiven. You are welcome to return next week at 5:32 p.m. to gain wisdom and knowledge on how to reunite your family by allowing yourself to be forgiven. Send any request to brendee218@gmail.com. That's BRENDEE218@gmail.com. Let's make a decision to make a change, to stand up and reclaim your youth. Please tune in to Forgiven next Thursday at 5:32 p.m. here at KKVV 1060 AM or kkvv.com.